So this unit has been installed for a while now, so it's just been sitting here. You may or may not remember it. Anyway, it's been sitting here for months. There was an issue with the builder. He ran into some money issues and they didn't have enough money to finish it. It's a long story. It's all good though. It's all been paid and whatever. I've learnt a lot on the business side of things. Anyway, that's all good. It's a story for another day. Anyway, so I'm back here today to commission it. So basically an electrician has put in an isolator for me. It's got a designated circuit. I've just tapped off the isolator and got power to this unit. So what I've done, curious to know what other people do. Anyway, I'm no expert as usual, but trying my best. Basically, I've got my feed coming up here. Line, I don't know if it's a line neutral earth, got single phase. And then I need to get power to the indoor unit. So I've tapped off line neutral earth and ran a cable down behind that. I've just cable tied them together to be nice and neat. So basically, electrician supplied the power. I tap off the power to supply this, and then I just add another cable and run that up the trunking to the indoor unit. So because the indoor unit has the fan motor up there, and sometimes you need to isolate that for service work, commissioning and whatnot. Not in this case, but anyway, regardless, I'm protecting that cable with a fuse. So basically I've just tapped off and got a fuse, and then that goes up to the indoor unit. So this is obviously got a circuit breaker to protect the cable, and then I've tapped off. So this is like a 4mm cable, but I've tapped off this to supply power to the indoor unit that is smaller than a 4mm cable. So I want to protect the cable, so I put that fuse there. That's what I was soldering before. Anyway, I've also ran the data, F1, F2 to the indoor unit. Don't need to do another F1, F2 because that's only if you're linking outdoor units, which we're not, because this is just a tiny little VRV IV. And yeah, that's that's if you're doing multi-outdoor units. That's if you have a central controller, which we don't. So I've already vacked it. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go power this up, and I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to go do a few service calls, and I'm going to come back this afternoon. Daikin wants you to leave this powered up, the compressor, for 6 hours to warm up the the oil in the compressor, just so the sump heater warms up. And I'll come back this afternoon after those jobs and we'll go through the commissioning procedure. Let's go. I'm just going to pack this up and I'll go and then I'll come back. But basically what you do is when you turn this power on, you need to wait like 12 minutes. It can be shorter than 12 minutes, but they say the maximum time is 12 minutes. And basically it just does whatever it needs to do. And then after 12 minutes, I'm pretty sure those lights just go out. It'll say it on the back of that. But yeah, you just gotta wait like 12 minutes. go get a coffee or something or whatever. And then when that's done, on these ones, this is a BS1, BS2, BS3 button, and you've got to hold down BS2 for 5 seconds, and that'll initiate the test operation, which can go for ages, depending on how many indoor units you have and whatever. But you can't do that until you wait this 12 minutes for it to do its thing. So heaps straightforward, so easy. Like, just give it power. It's exactly the same as a ducted, but you just need to do the operation mode, the test operation mode. But everyone starts to get worried because it's not letting them, but the reason it's not letting them is because you can't do it for 12 minutes. But if you want to be like doing it properly, you need to wait 6 hours for that to warm up anyway. So I came here first thing, come here to Savo, get it done. So I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. I am back, and it's been, I don't know, like 7 hours or something. So yeah, I got here first thing this morning, back now. Anyway, it's just showing nothing, which means that it's done its 12-minute thing and it's fine. So now we hold down BS2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. It says T01. It's now in a test mode. So now this could take a while. Now we wait. So these things, for anyone that's like curious, so that's just still doing its test mode. The fan's blowing. So basically, like, legitimately, I'm not affiliated with anything to do with these things. Just purely out of curiosity. Like, you can hardly feel anything there. It's just like hardly feel anything, but up here it is roaring. So you can absolutely still feel like a little bit there, but it just gets like, it's absolutely pumping out the top. But definitely do something. As you can see. Oh, compressor started. Oh yeah, so what I was going to say before is you also got to run like a decent sized cable for the unit. The electrician will tell you that. But the indoor units on these VRVs aren't DC, they're actually 240 volts, and the full load amps on the ones that I've done with 8 kilowatt ducted, the full load amps, the FLA of the indoor unit, is 1.75 amps. So I've got a 5 amp fuse there to protect the cable. But even with both the indoors going, it's going to be less than that, that's for damn sure. Dude, this thing is absolutely roaring. Without the cover on, that's how noisy they are. But what I was going to say, in regards to this job, this is a residential job, obviously, it's a tiny little VRV4. I just wanted to make it clear that, because obviously this is on YouTube, I 100% want to be using hard drawn pipe. I actually quote for that, recommend that on the initial size up of the job when I come and measure the job, talk to the builder and everything. Now, anyone that is trying to run a small business would absolutely agree with me. You always get asked, like, can you do any better? Can you do any better? And yeah, I can do better. Don't recommend it. But the fact of the matter is, on these residential jobs, I try to do like the high end sort of work. Like I try to do the work that I enjoy. I like doing like the smart home stuff and the VRVs and whatever. I'm absolutely not interested in just smashing ducteds and competing with cowboys. I'm not an expert, but I try to like do decent installs. So in regards to this, I've done soft drawn, and that's just what you got to do, unfortunately, on the resi jobs. I want to do hard drawn, and use like the fire rated insulation and everything, but it's just not a requirement. It's not like you don't have to do that. Whereas like if I'm doing a duplex, or if I'm doing like a commercial job and they're fire rating the walls, you have no choice. You have to do it, so everyone quotes accordingly. But on this, the other people that are quoting are quoting just using soft drawn pipe, like pair coil. So my take on it is, if it's a like one indoor or two indoors, I'm just using pair coil just to compete. But if it's like a house where we're doing like 6 or 7 indoors, I legitimately run hard drawn everywhere. And if I tap off that with a bit of soft drawn, then it'll be the black insulation fire rated stuff. But when it's just so this job here, actually, it's literally got one indoor unit. It's going to have 2, but for now it's almost just like a normal ducted. So that's why it's got pair coil. That's my take on it anyway. Alright, so I'm going to change where it returns temperature because the test mode's done. So to do that, you hold down this, field settings, 2201 is it's sensing from there, but it's in a cupboard, so I'm going to change it so it senses from the indoor unit. So 2202. So 2201 is it senses there, 2202 return here. Sweet. So yeah, basically in the rooms there's got 2 outlets. One's a supply, one's a return. Supply return, supply return. I don't know what the temp is today, but let's put it all the way down. Let's test this bad boy. So I was all done before, but I realised in my notes that I hadn't added the additional refrigerant. So I just had to basically add the additional refrigerant, and then because I did that, I had to put it through another test mode. So I've just done that. So it's all done. I'm just gonna give it a run now that that's all done. I'll put my little service thing on. It's plugged into X27A. So let's give it a bit of a run, make sure everything's all good, and then that's it for this one. that's all done. That's absolutely purring away. Those rooms are getting to temperature very quickly. Yeah, that's it for this one until they do stage 2, which I'll just show you quickly again. So just to give you a quick rundown. So yeah, I've got to come back and, like I said, put a top hat there that goes across, put a top hat there and it goes all the way up to the roof. So it goes bang. I don't like showing people my fronting runs till it's done, but whatever. I painted the pipe the same colour as this, but you're not even going to see it. I just did it. Bulkhead going here. Can't open that anymore, but yeah, I've already run the pipes and cable. That's all dead. Yeah, it's pretty toasty in here. Pretty toasty. So anyway, leave that. Turn this off. Yeah, it's hot as in here. This thing gets the temperature so quick. Alright, so that's it. See you on the next one.